Welcome back, everyone. I'm betting that you're following along with our chapter reviews in CCNA brought to you by Packet Tracer. Yes, it's our text on using Packet Tracer for success in the CCNA exam, and we're all the way up to lucky number chapter 13, and it's on wireless architectures and lightweight access point modes and things of that nature. And let's jump in and take a look at a very simple lab that just kind of introduces us to the topic of the wireless LAN controller inside of Packet Tracer. So notice we have access points that are participating in this wireless LAN controlled infrastructure. This is an example of access points being in lightweight mode. And lightweight mode means they are going to be controlled by a wireless LAN controller. Remember, the opposite of this would be autonomous mode, where the where the access point gets to operate autonomously. Yeah, it has the intelligence and the wherewithal to do its own decision making. Well, what we need to do in this simple lab is reconfigure the wireless LAN settings on the wireless LAN controller so that wireless LAN 1 uses WPA2 with a pre-shared key, and we can see they've given us a passphrase of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, and we got to save our settings, of course, and then this is probably going to break some things, so we have to go and make sure that for any PCs that have disconnected, we reconnect them. All right, one of the things you want to do when you are in a lab like this in our textbook is you want to go ahead and look around. Yeah, it can't hurt you to go ahead and just take a little tour of what is possible on the wireless LAN controller here in Packet Tracer. You never know when you're going to discover settings that might be brought up in your CCNA exam. And let's face it, the most likely scenario in your CCNA exam is not really a simulation where you have to work with the wireless LAN controller. It's probably going to be the screenshot of a wireless LAN controller, and you have to decide what a particular setting does. All right, so notice on the settings tab, we can just control the display name. That's super boring. But on the wireless LAN tab, that's where we get into settings that are very, very important. They want us to manipulate wireless LAN 1, but notice there's wireless LAN 2 as well. So wireless LAN 2 maps to VLAN 20. Notice it is doing WPA2 with the pre-shared key, and it's SSID2 on wireless LAN 2. If I switch back to wireless LAN 1, we can see the problem. Wireless LAN 1 with SSID1 mapped to VLAN 10. Sure enough, it is using WEP. Friends don't let friends use WEP. We know that wired equivalent privacy is not like that at all. This is relatively easily hacked. We consider this legacy. We don't want to use it. No, 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 no. So we want to follow the instructions here and switch to WPA2 with a pre-shared key. And that pre-shared key is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Boy, it's a good thing we're in a lab. So I'm going to go ahead and save that configuration. And notice what else is here. There's the radius server settings. So the IP address and the shared secret to make connectivity with a radius server that could be helping us with authentication. And then notice there is the encryption type. So WPA2 can work with AES or TKIP. AES is considered the stronger methodology. Please be aware of this for the CCNA exam. So WPA2, AES, or TKIP. Also note that we can control how the authentication and switching is done. Do we want the wireless LAN controller to control switching and authentication? Do we want the access point to control switching and centralize the authentication up here? Or do we want the access point to handle the switching and local authentication? So remember, even though we have a simple task here of just setting WPA2 and the pre-shared key, always look around. We have our access point groups, we have our DHCP settings you could manipulate, and then the gigabit Ethernet 0 settings on the wireless LAN controller, and there's also settings for a management port. So always good to look around. And look at this, we did have devices lose their connectivity, of course, as a result of our settings. So let's go out there and get them all fixed up. I think we can go to the PC wireless out here on PC 0, and yeah, not associated with any access point, yikes. So let's go ahead and connect. And we need to connect to SSID 1. There we go. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to say connect. And sure enough, now I can enter in the correct pre-shared key. So I'm going to say connect. Once I give that information, go back to the link, and we have fixed up that access point. We fixed up the PC. Here's another one. All right, let's go into the PC wireless settings, and we're going to refresh. Do we see any wireless information here? No. Oh boy, I want to go ahead and connect to a wireless network. There it is. There's SSID 1. I'm going to say connect, and I'm going to give the appropriate pre-shared key. There we go. This is just busy work at this point, but we need to do it in order to succeed with this lab. So just one more PC wireless. How are we doing here? Let's refresh the networks that we can see. And I just saw SSID flash up there. There it is. So let's connect to it with the correct pre-shared key. And link information checks out. Everything's looking beautiful now with our reconfigured wireless architecture. Boy, oh boy, WEP is gone, and that is a great thing. We can't forget to check our results. And once again, we have met with a 100% score in our CCNA practice lab. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this simple little chapter review lab. We've got much more exciting chapter review labs coming up, so have no fear. And we'll be tackling a lot of concepts that many of you have been waiting for, like routing. Yeah, configuring OSPF and configuring static routes. And how about security mechanisms? Yeah, lots more fun on the way. I'll see you there.